Shalom. I want to say all praise and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who do rule and teach well. This is Deuteronomy 6 and 13. Thou shalt fear the Lord Yahweh, thy power, and serve him, and shall swear by his name. Alright, and how do you serve the Lord? Right, by having that faith, by having that righteousness which is of him, and by keeping the law to the best of your ability. Romans 6, 2nd Ezra 8, things like that. You'll know that, we basically, Acts 15, the yoke of bondage. We know that we're in these sinful bodies. We can't keep the yoke of bondage. We can't keep the law to its fullest ability, i.e. the yoke of bondage, which neither us nor our fathers were able to uphold, because we tried to keep the law, and we failed miserably, and you can just read about it in the book of Kings, about Israel going off, big time, like child sacrifice, and just like all kinds of shit, man, damn, so by his name, right, and we swear by the Lord's name, man, you gotta keep those vows, and all that, like we all know. I believe Yahushua broke that down to it's better not to vow. Right? Verse 14, thou shalt not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. It applies to this back then. Follows Canaanite gods and Hamitic, gods, which is the same, Babylonian mystery school worship, pushed down over and over. They're recycled over and over and over again. What did I want to say? There's a scripture that goes to the gods of these people are demons. So the gods of these other nations are actually demons. Like, they're actually worshiping demonic entities and actually communing with demonic entities. I believe they have something called the seat of Satan or something like that. These elites in their private rooms and stuff. Verse 15, for the Lord Yahweh thy power is a jealous power among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy power be kindled against thee and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Right, the Lord is a jealous power. He's jealous, and what does it mean by being jealous? Right, jealous is like if you have like a man is jealous over his woman, right? Like if a man has his wife and his wife starts, sitting around and dallying with another dude, you're gonna be fucking mad. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like the scripture says that goes to jealousy is the rage of a man. So don't be playing around with other man's woman, because they'll beat the shit out of you. And you deserve it too. If you're doing adultery, you deserve to get your ass beat the fuck up. Alright? Lest the anger of the Lord, the power be kindled against thee and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Like the scriptures that goes into I think about Malachi 3 and 6. You weren't sold into to the enemies for destruction, but because we moved the Lord our power to wrath, we basically forced the Lord's hand, and he brought judgment upon us, brought down those curses upon us, scattered us to the point where we look like, these other nations, and we're intermingled, to a ridiculous amount with their seed, and our people lost among them, which a certain member of them, which are the elect, have come back and, they're worshiping Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and so on and so forth. Not there's anything wrong with intermingling. And by intermingling, having sex with the nations. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not supposed to in this time. But not like making babies with other nations. You're not supposed to in this time. Because I hear the elders, they talk about, you shouldn't be running around having babies with white women, because, you're not supposed to be doing that stuff right now, having your mind all clicked up with white women, Just do what you do with them. Treat them like a concubine, and that's it. But don't be making no babies with them or whatever. But you know, uh, the problem is that our people, as we start to look more and more like to the nations, like our people believe they were those other nations, start to follow their ways and like do what they do, and that's a problem. You know, not exactly their parents. Um, because an Israelite is an Israelite. As long as your fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, an Israelite is an Israelite. Um, you should not tempt the Lord your power as he tempted him in Massah, where Israel was basically rising up against Moses. Say, hey, is the Lord? So he brought us out here to kill us. They were murmuring. Is the Lord really among us? Is he really with us? Are we just coming out here to die? And that happened, in the wilderness and things like that. Now, I think it was Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, that goes into it. But the Lord in those times, he saved the whole nation, and had mercy upon the whole nation, because of certain figures, certain righteous men. But in these times now, no matter how many times you pray for the whole nation of Israel, they're not all going to get saved, man. All right? You can't pray for the wicked. Pray not for his people. You could pray for XYZ, to your blue in the face, but 2/3 of 2/3, and the nigga just ain't going to get it. All right? And like it says in, I think it's 2 Ezra, the 9th or 10th chapter, those that be destroyed will be more than those that are saved. So that's that. Right, and tempting the Lord. What does it mean to tempt the Lord? To bring it into a modern context. So we know that right now we're basically in an intermediary period, with the old covenant. We couldn't keep the old covenant, keep the law, statutes, and commandments because we're in these sinful bodies going back to original sin, which is why the Lord, especially in this time of mercy, which came, through Yahushai, and why we needed him on the scene, right? And Esdras, that's all. It's all broken down in Esdras. Second Esdras, like 8. Because that was one I just finished reading. I read 9 and 10 yesterday, but 8 was really the one that gets into it heavy. So it talks about how, how are we supposed to get the kingdom when we just keep on going off? And I just had to learn that it's through mercy, man. That's how you get the kingdom. You know how you get the kingdom? By being in this wicked flesh? Through the Lord's grace and mercy. That's how you get the kingdom. You get that white stone, like it talks about in the book of Revelation. Exception from judgment, right? And now to talk about the tempting the Lord. Tempting the Lord, what you do nowadays. I'm gonna go sell drugs, man. I'm in GMS. I'm affiliate, brother, man. Man, I go out there at camp every week. I go sell this drugs. I could go do this crime. The Lord's gonna have mercy on me. Man, I'm like having that mindset, like you're already the elect, that you're already chosen, that you're already, this and that, and that you somebody. The scripture says that righteousness is as filthy rags. So you got to be humble. Don't tempt the Lord. Because Lord, it says here, right? It's a jealous power. So you start to dote on him, and start to tempt him and make the Lord jealous. He'll kindle his anger against you. He'll kindle his anger against you, and he'll, have Yahushua spew you out of his mouth because you're being lukewarm. And that's pretty much it. Lord willing, you're edified. In short, don't tempt the Lord. Just a reminder to all of us. You guys should already know if you've been in the truth, for some time. I'm mainly talking about younger brothers. Guys that have been in the truth 15, 16 years already know this. Or, 10 decade plus. I've only been in the truth maybe like a year, so I got no right to speak on things that guys a decade plus, can speak about. You know, I want you edified. Shalom.